Hey, America, Chevrolet's made room for you in 76.
What kind of room, Chevy?
Why, any size room you want, America. Now, Monte Carlo here, that's your personal size car.
Ah.
Chevelle, that's your medium.
Hey everybody, this is Michael J. with This Old Car. Thank you for tuning in. You know, we know you have choices out there, so we really do appreciate you guys watching the channel. You know, the second generation Monte Carlo, it's got to be one of the best generations of all time, in my opinion, okay? So, I know we're going to have those viewers out there going, no, man, you're wrong, dude. Now, some may argue that the fourth generation was, tops as well. But hey, I'm a little older, and, the second generation for me, I have more memory of those cars as a teenager, right? One of the memories that I have was, I got a best friend of mine back in South Texas who had a cousin who owned a 77 Monte Carlo. It was blue in color, and he jacked up the rear end, put some bigger tires in the back, and that was the thing back then. In South Texas anyway at the time. But we'd cruise in that thing. We'd buy a bottle of Tickle Pink and or Mad Dog 2020, and we'd cruise. And that was one memory that I have of the second generation. The Monte Carlo saw significant changes and improvements with its second generation, produced from 1973 through 1977. This period marked a transformative era for the Monte Carlo, both in terms of design and performance, if you will. It featured a more refined and luxurious design compared to its predecessor. It was built on a GM A-body platform, but showcased a more pronounced flowing body line and, it was longer and leaner with a new Colonnade body style, which eliminated the traditional B-pillars and replaced them with semi-fastback rear windows, giving the car a sleek coupe-like appearance. Engines for the second generations included the 305 V8, the 350, the 400, and I believe the 455 V8 as well.
Chevrolet stylists have kept appearance changes to a bare minimum. Here's the only pure design change. A new die-cast aluminum grille with a larger grid design for bolder, more massive road appearance. Of course, other design changes were necessary in order to comply with a more stringent...
The 1974 Chevy Monte Carlo saw several changes and updates compared to the 1973 models. These changes were in response to both consumer feedback and evolving industry standards, particularly in terms of safety and emissions. The 1974 Monte Carlo received minor detail changes from its 73 predecessor, most notably a revised egg crate grille in the front. It also received a shorter trunk deck that housed the relocated license plate and the trunk lock mechanism. Interesting fact to note, despite the Arab oil embargo of late 73 and early 74 that significantly cut into sales of, standard intermediate sized cars in favor of smaller compacts and imported subcompacts, the Monte Carlo went the other way with sales and set new sales records for this year, 73 and early 74, of over 300,000 units despite the long lines at gas stations and record high gasoline prices. This is again the reason why I say it's one of the best generations that Chevy put out there. The 1975 Monte Carlo saw a few changes compared to the 74 model year, and here are some notable differences. The most noticeable change was the revised front end styling. The 1975 model featured a new grille design with vertical bars replacing the horizontal bars of the 1974 model. The front bumper was also redesigned for 1975, featuring a more integrated look with the body. Taillights were revised with a slightly different appearance compared to the 74 model, New for 1975 was a custom interior option that included a plush cloth 50/50 bench seat with recliner on the passenger side and lower door panel carpeting. The standard interior only consisted of a bench seat with, knit cloth and vinyl or all vinyl upholstery. Also, white all vinyl interiors were available for the first time this year with either bench or bucket seats and contrasting colors for carpeting and instrument panels. A gauge that showed if one was using too much gas, a part of the EcoMinder gauge package, became optional.
I know my own needs, and what I need from an automobile, I know I get from this new Cordoba. I could ask for...
Sales dropped from 1974's record-setting pace due to higher list prices, a domestic economy with double-digit inflation, and new competition from Chrysler's Cordoba and Dodge's Charger SE.
George Cassian, Canadian yacht builder extraordinaire. 3 years ago, he tested the Monte Carlo. Now we've asked him to test the 76.
Driving the 76 Monte Carlo, I realize how close Chevrolet has come to a designer's idea of what a car should be.
A new crosshatch grille, vertically mounted rectangular headlamps, and reshaped taillights identified the 1976 Monte Carlo. Interior trims remained the same as in 1975 with both base and custom levels, but the instrument panel and steering wheel featured a new rosewood trim that replaced the burled elm of previous years. A new option was a two-toned, or what they call fashion tone, paint combination. Monte Carlo sales hit a record total in 1976 with 353,272 units this year.
I feel that way about my 1977 Monte Carlo. Today it's harder to find an original, but it still makes sense to look for the real thing.
A revised grille with smaller segments with the Monte Carlo Knight's crest emblem moved to a stand-up hood ornament, and revised taillight lenses marked the 1977 Monte Carlo, which was the last year for the 1973 vintage design before the introduction of a downsized 1978 Monte Carlo. Interior trim for 1977 received only minor revisions this year with upholstery choices including cloth, velour, and vinyl in base and custom trims. Swivel out front seats and 8-track tape player were optional. Overall, the redesign of the Monte Carlo in 1978 was a response to a changing market, evolving regulatory requirements, and the need to stay competitive in the automotive marketplace. Heck, even the flagship Chevy Impala had already downsized in 77. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video on the Chevy Monte Carlo. I want to thank everyone, all of our subscribers and those who view this channel. We understand you guys have a lot of choices out there, so we're really blessed and really appreciate you guys catching this channel, which is This Old Car. Hey, did you own a Monte Carlo or maybe have an opinion about the Monte Carlo? What is your favorite generation? Mine is the second, this one right here. What is your favorite generation? And we want to know. Let us know in the comments below. As always, this is Michael J. with This Old Car. Hit that like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell for future notifications. We will catch you later.